Yo, what up? All right. Have you heard about the submarine? Submarine that is lost at sea right now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I think I may have heard a little bit. What would have happened?
It's a submarine or like a submersible capsule type thing. Like it's like around the size of a minivan.
Okay.
That was supposed to go down to the Titanic and do some research.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess on its way descending down to the Titanic, which is like 13,000 feet, it lost communication with the boat.
Damn.
And they can't find it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now, I mean, I've seen like old videos of like the Titanic and supposedly like where it went down, hit an iceberg or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were lost, unfortunately. And but you know, we've seen like diver footage and footage of people going down to the wreckage and showing like the outer sides of it, plates and things like that. So, you know, I think I've seen Titanic underwater, and people have gone down there and have returned.
James Cameron, the director of Titanic, the movie, went down there.
Okay.
Did some footage, like in 1995. Like they've been going down to the Titanic since like the 80s.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. It's a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but these people got lost.
They got lost. I mean, there's probably a couple possibilities. Like they probably, they could have gotten caught on something in the wreckage.
Right. Okay, but let's see what type of thing they went down in there with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really.
So it's a capsule. It's like a capsule, like the size of a minivan.
Right. Capsules. You know, you bury capsules.
No, like it's a pressurized.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, like
it's a submersible capsule.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Usually, you know, if they put a capsule like underground or something like that, it's usually there for years and things like that. So I don't know anything in a capsule shape that would want to go down to the Titanic. Kind of sounds like it would not return. But let's see this thing, man.
This is the news. This is something from the news.
This is from the news. Okay.
I don't know how much you're gonna tell us here. Let's see.
In the cold North Atlantic, an all hands on deck search and rescue operation. Looking for any signs of a small private submersible.
Oh, yeah.
And the 5 people on board missing since Sunday.
Where's the
after going
propellers
to
to get it up?
the
Okay, so
Titanic
there's
wreckage.
It is a challenge to conduct a search in that remote area, but we are deploying all available assets.
It's a 21-foot submersible named Titan, made of titanium and carbon fiber, owned by OceanGate, a private company that charters tours costing as much as $250,000. Among the paying passengers, billionaire Hamish Harding, whose previous adventures included a submersible dive to the Mariana Trench and a space flight on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. On Instagram Sunday, he signed his name on the logo as he announced he'd be diving to the Titanic. Also on board, Pakistani-British businessman Shahzada Dawood, along with his son Suleiman, according to his company.
What?
Overnight, OceanGate released a new statement. Our entire focus is on the well-being of the crew, and every step possible is being taken to bring the 5 crew members back safely. Last year, the company's founder and CEO discussed the ongoing fascination with the Titanic on Seattle's King 5 TV.
We have a number of people who come with us with
That's the pilot?
Titaniacs, people who have just been consumed by the
See, those things should never be detached from the ship.
Among the search efforts, U.S. and Canadian C-130s conducting visual and radar aerial searches and dropping sonar buoys in the water, listening for the sub.
When something happens on the high seas, it gets complicated quickly because of winds, oceans, drift, all that stuff.
Considered the world's most famous shipwreck, the Titanic rests at a treacherous depth of 2.5 miles. 1,500 people died when the ship sank in 1912. In recent years, other tourist submersibles have tried exploring the wreckage. Now search teams are in a race against the clock for this missing sub. Oxygen potentially running low.
Man, drop another capsule down there.
Canadian P-8 aircraft.
Yeah, that's what
the sonar buoy to listen for any signs of the sub underwater. And I asked Admiral Monger, what specifically are you listening for? They're listening for tapping or voices, because at this point that may be the only clues that they have, if they can hear that at all. Hold up.
Oh my gosh, there are so many factors, complicating factors in the search and rescue. So what about the pressure of the ocean, Tom? How does that play?
Yeah.
This is intense pressure at 13,000 feet down. Keep in mind, a typical U.S. Navy sub, the best of the best, goes down 2,000 to 3,000 feet. That's it. This is at 13,000 feet. No diver, of course, can go that deep.
Nope.
And all they can use are submersibles if they can find this tiny little sub. But the U.S. and Canadian Coast Guards don't have that technology to go down, so they're trying to rush that into the area. But as we said, time is really of the essence now.
Oh my God.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Hour.
Man.
Yeah. So you only have one of those capsules on board just in case. I mean, they should have multiple capsules. You know what I'm saying? Like if you drop one down there, just in case that one doesn't come up, you have another one that you can drop down there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like, you know, you could just, it's not like hopping in a car to go look for them. Like the thing is, it's not, I don't know if it maneuvers like that underwater.
But I mean,
they should have something.
But see, I'd imagine that, don't get me wrong, it's not at the weight of the Titanic. You know what I mean? That's submersible. But I imagine if the Titanic is at like 13,000 feet, right?
Yeah.
And that sub was supposed to go down that far, right? It was supposed to go down that far to go view it.
It
look
has.
at
It has before.
Right, it has before, right. So, I'm guessing that either, you know, maybe, I don't know about underwater currents and stuff like that. Maybe it got swept further away. I don't know how that stuff works. But
yeah, that's what, yeah.
You know?
It could be anywhere.
Right.
And really, it shouldn't like, it should have like some type of sensor on it where you can detect or like pinging. It probably does.
Right.
But it probably like, honestly, you know.
Probably lost power.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
it's a lot of things that could happen.
It should stay connected to the ship, in my opinion. Like,
I'm surprised at the crew. I mean, like you got a billionaire on board.
And a billionaire's son, and a dude that
well, a businessman's son, but the billionaire was like he's been on the Blue Origin.
Right.
He's been like.
He said he's the one that's the captains that.
The what?
He captains that. Like he captains that.
No, he's not the captain.
Vessel.
The other dude was the captain.
Which
the billionaire was the dude that was on the Blue Origin and stuff.
Right.
But the captain looks like he gave interviews before about the Ocean Gate thing.
Right.
Confidently. So I mean, he's probably done. The captain's probably done, or the pilot's probably done like several dives before.
Right, exactly. And it being. Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go down there if I had $1 billion.
No, I wouldn't.
There's no way.
I need a better capsule, man. I need to see some propellers. It needs to be like a submarine type of thing.
Yeah, I need to be able to walk around.
Like again, if I'm going to decide to go view the Titanic, it's going to be in honestly, you might as well take me down there in like a submarine or like a metro-sized bus submarine where people can walk around and there's gonna be a bunch of us down there. And like I said, this shit should never disconnect from the goddamn ship that's on the top of the water. You know
I mean, it's hard, man. It's 13,000 feet. You probably can't have like a wire connecting to it or a cable connecting to it. You know what I'm saying? There's no
$1 billion safety net, man. Yeah, I bet
you should.
$1 billion could afford to make some shit like that.
You would think that, but you got a billionaire on board.
Way less than probably $1 million to have a 13,000 foot quad. I don't know, but you know, maybe the time. So I mean, but don't get me wrong. You there's probably a lot of reasons why they don't have it. But again, if they were confident enough that thing can go down there by itself and then propel itself through the water back up.
That's possible. That's been happening since the 80s. Exactly. So I mean, I don't think like the you know, they've been doing. There's probably thousands of trips down there.
It had to have lost total like power. It had totally had to have lose power, in my opinion, for them to be. Because again, I think they're smart enough to create some type of thing to like you said, if something goes out, a beacon should be going off or some communication from the thing. But so that leads me to think that it's total communications were lost.
It's at that depth,
and
it's possible that it imploded. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if it goes down there all the time, who's to think that it's going to implode if it's always down there? You know what I'm saying? That's what
I'm saying. Like that's like that's like if they lost all communication because I was you know what I'm saying, it probably has all type of sensors and ways to communicate to the top if it's able to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that because it's not communicating with anybody or just ceased communication like abruptly. That I'm thinking like something catastrophic happened at once.
There's been a lot of submarines that have, you know what I'm saying, like sank, disappeared, and things like that, you know, from stories from different militaries and stuff. So I mean, I definitely can understand this thing definitely could have, as small as it is, like I said, it's tiny with enough to fit 3 people on board. They were probably supposed to come up within the same day.
Like 5 people.
5 people. Okay, so yeah, I imagine they're supposed to go down there for a couple of hours and then come back. So if it ain't shit, yeah, that shit is gone, unfortunately. But you know, that's a sad case. Hopefully they find it, you know, in time.
Yeah, man, I don't know. If I had $1 billion, I would pay to bring the Titanic to me. There's no way I'm going down there to look at the Titanic. Just with the risk, I don't think the risk is worth the reward. But maybe it is to the billionaire. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, he's done adventurous shit before. Maybe that's what tickles his fancy. Like, the nigga likes to do dangerous shit and risk his life.
Right.
But not me. If I had $1 billion, I'd be protecting that like a mother.
Imagine if you were the son. Like, I wonder if the son was like, you know what, Dad, I want to really see the Titanic.
Yeah, well, the businessman was a son.
That's what I'm saying. So for the businessman, he was like, you know what, I want to show my son things that I've never seen before.
Why though?
And
Why?
Titanic is, I mean, that's at a risk. But maybe, you know what I mean? This is really something your ass ain't never seen before.
Are you really going to be seeing it like you want to see it? Like, you ain't going to be able to walk around the Titanic. Like, it's going to be limitations to...
Yeah, they're going to float around and see the outside.
Like, if you down there in a closed quarters with 5 other people, like, is that really comfortable? I don't know. I hope they find. I hope they're okay.
I hope they find it. I hope they're okay. But it's just not that, you know, that's a tragic thing that happened at sea, and, you know, definitely. And
don't fuck with the water.
I applaud for the people that, you know, go down there and brought the view to us. But sometimes that's as close as you probably need to be. You know,
yeah, I'm not fucking with the water. Like diving and scuba diving. You know what I'm saying? Not meant to be. I ain't got no fins. I ain't meant to be down there. Right. Skydiving and like you know, people know the risks.